Hello, you guys. Today is Monday, and it was a very, very busy day. So, this was the last day before Flynn gets Maddie's cells. That's what they call it, the bone marrow transplant. So, he got up in the morning. Well, I got up like at 5:36, took a shower, and then two nurses transferred him to a smaller, kind of narrower bed. And we ran him through the ground in the underground tunnels that connect all the hospitals here. Now, this is Wisconsin College of Medicine. There's Freighter, there's a cancer center, there's a children's hospital, and I don't actually know all what else. But underground on their lower level, they're all connected for purposes like this. So Flynn left our tower. We're on the 5th floor. We went all the way down through the underground. And when I say tunnel, it just looks like a regular hall with no window, right? And then we got to Freighter. It was kind of funny. Here, let me first insert some clips of him in the bed getting pushed around. Okay, so then when we got to the radiation place, which is 3rd floor, we waited for a little bit. They brought him back. Now, he has been super tired from chemo. That is the number one. Well, it's either the chemo or a combination of the chemo and the anti-nausea medicines. Like, this kid has never slept more in his life. He wakes up in the morning, goes to the bathroom, eats breakfast. They give him his morning medicine. He sleeps until like 11. He eats lunch, goes to the bathroom, goes back, maybe is awake, watches a movie, and then he sleeps until like 3 or 4. Then he eats dinner, plays a little video game, does a little homework, falls asleep. So they get him to radiation, and the doctor's like, oh, we're going to hold off for a minute because he'd like to lay down. And I'm like, listen, you guys, he would lay down for the rest of his life. You prop him up, and you radiate him, and you tell him when he's done he can lay down. So they did that because he can manage it. He really can, but he is super tired. And then we wheeled him back over here, and that we probably got here about 8:30 in the morning. Of course, he had some doctors peeking at him. They changed the bandages on his pick. They took his tubing and his IV card away. And then he went and took a shower. They put a special thingy over his pick for the shower. Then he came back and they gave him new tubing and a new IV pole, IV pump thing. And he ate some lunch. Then we took him, on October 31st, actually, the day we went to go see what radiation was all about, we were in this like kid playroom. And they had this wall with all these like plastic tubies on it. To make a long story short, it's a giant light bright. Well, then Flynn was like, oh, I want to play with this. And for some reason, and I think I've complained about this in a video before, they don't let you do anything. They just take you to these kid rooms. They don't turn on the video games. They don't turn on the light bright thingies. They just sit you in there and you wait. I mean, if there's a toy laying next to you, Flynn will pick it up. But I'm like, why do they spend all this money and get all these donations if they're not like, here, let's turn on the Wii while you wait for the doctor? But anyway, I digress. But so that day on the 31st, he did not get a chance to play with the light bright. So he was a little disappointed. And while I was waiting, while he was getting his radiation with his nurse, she said, oh, we have one of those on the Mac Fund floor. I'm like, really? I haven't seen it. So after he'd eaten lunch, his nurse, her name is either Marin or Marin, I hear people call her both, helped him scooter his little booter down the hall, which I'll insert some pictures of that. And then they got to what was the baby playroom, which he never saw this wall in there because all he saw were the baby toys. So we'll get a little video clip of him hiking down the hall with his nurse, and then a picture of the light bright wall.
Brandon read your favorite colors? Has Brandon read your favorite colors? We got our little surprise coming up. What? Oh.
Sadly, I think he's just so tired that his excitement is like at a level 2. So he stood there for a bit, put some pegs in there, did a little rearranging, and then he said he wanted to go back. So we waddled back. And then the rest of the afternoon, him and I just watched a couple movies, which he would like head bob and sleep through. He'd be awake for a few minutes and then fall asleep. They got him a new pumper for his leg because of the lymphedema. It's really annoying. I'm going to tell you that it is a low growl through the night. But yeah, that is pretty much the last day his prep. They started giving him yesterday anti-rejection medicine so that I guess when Maddie's cells get put in tomorrow, his body's a little preempted for that. But overall, that was the last day before the transplant. They count backwards, -7 each day. So tomorrow's day 0 or day 1. Not quite sure. All right, well, that's the end of this video. And the next video is transplant day, where I'm going to explain a little bit about what a bone marrow transplant is. Just to get people caught up and clarify things that I've read from the comments. Okay, thanks for checking in with us. Bye.